It has been a great beekeeping season, my first season as a beekeeper at Whistle Thicket. And it's October. I am getting a fall harvest. So I'm super excited. I was able to get a, I guess, late spring harvest, which I got 20 cut combs from that. And then I also got 20 pounds of honey in August. And then I put my supers back on, and it's October. The goldenrod has been going crazy. The goldenrod is still going on, and the aster bloom is really picking up right now. So my strong hive is going crazy. I gave some of their honey to my weaker hive, and I still have honey to harvest. I am going to save a frame or two to give back to the weaker hive. I'm hoping for that hive to make it, but I really don't want to end up with two weak hives. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that weak hive, but I will figure it out. So I am going to extract honey today with a hand crank honey extractor. This extractor can hold 3 frames. I'm using medium frames. I believe it could even hold some deeps in it. It's a hand cranker. I was able to rent it at a semi-local bee store about a half an hour away from me is an actual bee store, which is pretty cool. The first time that I extracted honey, I was able to use a friend's extractor. He has a gigantic extractor. I mean, like a $3,000 one or something like that. But I thought I would try it on my own so I could learn a little bit more and yeah, see if these hand crank extractors are worth it or not. So I am extracting outside. I know that is like a no-no that people say don't extract outside because the bees are going to be attracted to the honey extractor, which is true. There's some bees flying around right now, but you have to bolt this extractor into the ground or into wood. My wife would get pretty upset if I put some screws in our hardwood floor inside, and our barn is concrete. My man shed is more of a storage place right now, and I need to add a addition to it. I keep saying I'm going to. So my best place right now is outside. So I'm just going to try my best. I am not extracting a lot of honey, just about 8 frames of honey. And I've also set up some robbing stations. I've already extracted 3 frames, and I put those frames in a medium super somewhere else on the farm. And I have some sugar water out. And both of my hives have sugar water feeders on them. So I'm hoping that's going to distract most of the bees so that they're not attracted to my extractor. But you know, I'm a beginner beekeeper, just doing what I can. So I'm gonna go inside. I am going to uncap my honey and bring it out. And I think Rowan's gonna help us turn this extractor. So we are inside the kitchen. I guess there's an echo. Again, this is my first year. I don't have an uncapping box. So I am using my bucket with my honey gate on it, and on top of the bucket I have our pasta strainer. That's where I'm going to collect our cappings, and then I'm using a kitchen spatula to press the cappings out to get a little more honey. So this is what one of my supers looks like. It is beautiful. Smells good. This is goldenrod honey. I am just so happy with my bees right now. This has been just a fun experience. So I'm going to use my uncapping knife. It's going to be right here. I'm not even going to heat up the knife. I'm just going to kind of use a carving motion to uncap the wax. And then, as soon as I get 3 of these, I'm going to put them in the extractor. So we moved our operation inside because I did not realize that bees would go so crazy over the honey extraction. I knew it was going to happen, but I set up some honey robbing stations, some old frames that I already extracted. I thought maybe that would keep them at bay. I was able to get 3 frames done, and then I came back and there were probably 500 bees there. And
no, we were around 20 in our house.
Yeah, we have some in our house. They're at the front porch waiting for us. It is my fault, but I'm learning.
Yesterday, I was trying to do my math homework, and guess what landed on my leg? A bee.
Yay, it's one of our honeybees. So Rose seems to be enjoying this honey.
So good.
So we moved the extractor inside. I bolted it to a little bench. This is all the more reason that I know I need a honey hut to do some honey work.
Oh
So that's on my list of things to build. And I'm dripping honey. So let's put this in the extractor, huh? With no bees. So I also keep this capping tool handy so that after we extract it the first time, I can look and see what cells we haven't extracted. Rowan's going to turn the crank.
Oh, I am?
Well, not yet. Rowan's going to turn the crank for us, and we're going to start extracting.
I'm sorry if I see you move.
A little faster. Okay. Well, it's been an adventure using a hand extractor for my first time. I can see the benefit of it, especially for a small apiary, maybe 4 hives or less. I may buy one. It's definitely more work than an electric extractor, but they're cheaper. My hands hurt a little bit from spinning it, but it's been fun. At the end, your frame should kind of look like this. They're all nice and empty, and I put my frames outside so that my hives can come back and clean them. They will clean these supers in a day or less. It is raining right now, but already I just put these out here. There's probably 4 or 5 bees that have found it, even in the rain, and it's like 5:30, so bees are kind of settling down for the night. So that's kind of my bee season. I've had a great time. I may expand next year to 4 hives, and I think I'll be happy at 4 hives for a while. But yeah, I've really loved beekeeping. I can't express how cool it is. So until next time, keep on beekeeping.